aka the Greek Leek, and welcome to an edition of Podcast Nation. Tonight we'll look forward to the game. Hi everyone, my name is Pan, aka the Greek Leek, and welcome to another show of Ace Podcast Nation. Today we'll look forward to Wales's game tonight at Cardiff City Stadium against Montenegro. Obviously, a few days after what really transpired to be a disappointing draw in Reykjavik against Iceland. We'll look back at the game and talk about some other issues as well. And we'll see what kind of side Craig Bellamy's going to put out tonight. So looking back to the game against Iceland, obviously, again, similar to Montenegro, fantastic start. Nico Williams playing left back, absolute sensational game. Turning in on his right foot, playing two amazing balls over the top of the defence, through the middle. Harry Wilson's timing of runs, excellent. And obviously the first one, saved by the keeper, nearly cleared off the line. And then obviously Brennan Johnson was there from 1 yard to put it away. And the second one, again, Nico, sensational ball. Harry Wilson's first time touch, world class. And a really calm finish there to make it 2-0. So again, similar starts, to the Montenegro game in terms of going a couple of goals up. Obviously, they had a great chance later on in the first half. Again, Nico Williams clearing off the line this time. So we've gone into the break 2-0 up. And I think, we needed to really look at the fact that Iceland's manager, he's really experienced. They've got some quality players, play in Italy, etc. And he was obviously going to get their team up for the second half. They came out the blocks flying. Their intensity, their pressing, and we really didn't know how to handle it. And we were sort of playing like a League Two side. Hit first ball up, kicking up to Kiefer Moore, or one touch, two touches, and then losing the ball. It was like a hot potato. We just couldn't get hold of that ball at all. We didn't have any control of it. And I think it's easy in hindsight to say, but I think obviously most Wales fans could see within the first 4 or 5 minutes of that second half, we were going to be under the cosh. And, you sort of sense, after 20 minutes of the second half, it was going to come, the Icelandic goal, because they were peppering us. I thought Danny Ward made a couple of world-class saves. Bit surprised, actually, but that he played. But, obviously he didn't do anything wrong at home against Turkey. So, fair dues to Danny Ward, who's obviously his third choice keeper at Leicester. He really pulled off some great saves. I was really impressed as well with Ollie Cooper. I thought after his game against Montenegro, where he looked out of it, really out of place, but he was really a real terrier in that defensive role. Some people thought Alan might play, but credit to Ollie Cooper. He really put his hands up in that game, and another one to look out for in the future, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, I just think myself, obviously Craig Bellamy, it's all well and good saying with my first manager to go unbeaten in his first 3 games. Well, we're playing Montenegro and Iceland, who are ranked in the 70s. And yes, we've started well again. 2-0 up, you just want to shut up shop. You just want to make sure that you keep it tight. And we changed it too late. I mean, Nico should have switched with Connor Roberts, should have gone off a lot earlier. And obviously Cabango came on, but we should have just gone for 3 at the back and maybe looked at Nico and Norrington Davis as the wing backs. I just think it's for Bellamy, he is learning. Well, he's going to have to learn quickly in this job, and making the right decisions and timing is what makes a very good international manager. So, really disappointing. And I think, when that's equalised, I think Danny Ward, to be fair, even if he hadn't touched it, the striker would have put it in the net. So, yes, it was an own goal, but you can't blame Danny Ward for that. But I think if you look back at the defenders, wrong positions, it was a bit of a calamity, really. Roberts lacked pace. I mean, I must admit, some of Iceland's forwards were absolutely superb. Their first touch and some of their shots were world class, hitting the crossbar and the post. Yeah, as I said, they had 20 shots. Montenegro had 22 shots. We had 8 shots in this game. Believe it or not, we had 6 on target. And I think we were lucky in the end to get a draw there. So, yeah, I think overall there was disappointment. When you go 2-0 up away, you just want to tighten up the back. You just want to get over the line. And, yes, we knew we were going to be under severe pressure, but a bit disappointing really in the end that we couldn't get that win. So tonight we're playing Montenegro. I think Craig Bellamy will change it up. It wouldn't surprise me if he plays Carl Darlow in goal. So far in every game of the 3 games he's managed, he's had different keepers. So even though Danny Ward had an excellent game, really, I think he might play Carl Darlow. It'll be interesting, I think, to see what changes. I think the formation, will change. Away he tends to go 4-4-1-1. At home he goes 4-3-3. And will he play Nico on the right wing as he did at home to Turkey? Could Reece Norrington-Davies come in at left back? Could Meffam come in to central defence? There could be a couple of changes. I think, to be fair, Ollie Cooper, Jordan James, I'll be surprised if we'll be surprised if one of those was dropped. They're fairly young lads. Johnson obviously scoring. That's his 4th goal now in 31. So, obviously I know it was a yard out, but it's still a goal. So I think, Johnson could play. I'm surprised really that Brooksy didn't come on. And I think, when, again, looking back, Westwood, to me, doesn't cut it. Obviously he's one of the only players we've got playing Premier League football. And he's obviously playing well for Ipswich. But for Wales, I just don't see it. I mean, he was on the right. I thought he was non-existent. Moved to the left by Bellamy. I just don't see him as international class really. But as I said, it's early days really for Wes Burns in terms of how much game time he's getting. So I think Brooksy, always class for Wales. Really surprised he didn't play. I think hopefully he will play tonight to the Cardiff City Stadium. I don't think it'll be easy against Montenegro. Their striker who was involved in the biting incident with Beck had an 8-game ban, but that did influence his international games. But he did have a yellow card against Turkey, which means he's out for tonight, which is good news for Wales because they have got some quality strikers. I expect us to win this game. Not easy, but maybe 2-1. Obviously, Turkey beat Montenegro 1-0 at home, so they're not an easy team to play as we saw when we were in Montenegro. So yeah, I'm going to go for Wales 2, Montenegro 1 tonight. It'd be good to know what you think, what the team will be, what you thought about the performance against Iceland, and what the result will be tonight against Montenegro. I also have to add, after the disappointing draw against Iceland, the shocking errors that were made by the Welsh Football Association pre-match for Wales under-21 game against the Czech Republic in Newport. I mean, it reminds me of the Alan Evans days with the little office down Westcott Street in the early 80s. We were a tin pot organisation, and this kind of administrative error, which was shocking. It basically meant any players who were, unless they were registered for the Iceland game, they couldn't play for Wales at home against the Czech Republic. That meant the Colwell brothers, Charlie Crew, Ed Beach, who's our first team keeper, couldn't play. Beck couldn't play. And that made all the difference because I've seen Ruben Colwell play for the under-21s, and he's different class to the majority of players he comes up against it in that level. So that was a massive error by the Welsh FA, and obviously cost us in the end. We lost that game 2-1. If we got a draw, we would have got a playoff. But the players you could see were deflated going on that pitch. Matty Jones had to change the whole way it's set up because he was probably going to play four or five of those players who couldn't play. So that's really disappointing. I thought those horrible days of the 80s were well past us. And you think with the professional set the Welsh FA have got, it doesn't look good on us. But there we are. We've got to learn quick from these things. Let's get a good performance tonight. You know, Harry Wilson, again, outstanding in terms of his play, his goal against Iceland away. I thought Ollie Cooper played well. Nico was the man of the match in that game. In the first game with Turkey, we probably had Sober Thomas and Ampadu were the best players. I think in the second game against Montenegro, it was Ampadu and Harry Wilson. And in this game, it was definitely Nico Williams, Harry Wilson, and Ollie Cooper, as I said, he played really well. So it'd be good to see other players step up tonight. As I said, Wales 2, Montenegro 1. That's my prediction. So let's hope you can get down to Cardiff City Stadium. We're expecting a crowd of 25,000 plus. So it should be a good atmosphere. And yeah, let's hope we get the win.